Hello, my name is Cassidy Davison and this is my standalone presentation. So we're going to go over a few key points throughout the presentation of different perspectives, ethics, and an evaluation throughout the presentation. So my issue at hand was a journalist was covering a news story at a local homeless shelter, and due to grammatical errors and quotes that were given to her in the print version, she decided to clean some of them up, and she was accused of that by many people in the public and those who ran the homeless shelter. So this actually happens a lot more in real life than we realize. For example, there was a baseball player who was quoted and had some grammatical errors, and the reporter did not change any of the quotes. And at the time, all journalists were changing the quotes. But when this one came out, the baseball player was very offended and was mad that this journalist did not change it. So the question arises, just because everyone is doing it, is it right? So we all know the New York Times is a highly admired and looked at company. They write articles all the time, and they actually spoke about this, saying that journals should not change quotes at all. If they do anything at all, they should paraphrase, but overall journalists should not do that. And so another question arises, should everyone else follow their ideals? So what are you thinking? Would you have done what the journalist did and changed the quote, or follow the New York Times's and not change the quote? There are a lot of perspectives we need to consider here. The employer, the quoted, the public, and the journalist. So we're going to look at the employer's perspective. So we want to look at if the company already has a policy on this. Does the employer have expectations and a reputation that they need to keep? We also want to look at the quotee, or the person who was quoted. How would they feel knowing that their quote was changed? And does it affect their reputation at all? We also want to look at the public. Does this change their perspective on the company? Does this change the perspective of the person being quoted? And also, would this affect their trust in the media as a trusted source, knowing that they're changing quotes? But we also want to look at the journalist. We want to know what background they have, and if they were ever taught anything through their schooling, and also what their intentions were. This definitely does become an ethical issue. Ethics is based on a foundation of right and wrong standards, and just overall what society accepts. So there are many people who believe changing quotes to be wrong, many who believe it to be okay. And so I want to talk, like, have your original thoughts changed after putting yourself in everyone else's shoes? In conclusion, journalists should gather all necessary information and ask questions if they don't know. But as a rule of thumb, journalists should not change or clean up grammar. Thank you.